Greetings, my name is Star, and today we're going to get into our bodies and allow ourselves to really tune into what we're feeling. And today I'm feeling a little bit of grief come up that's wanting to be released. So we're going to go ahead and get on our mat and start releasing. So today I'm going to be using 2 yoga blocks, and I have a weighted blanket. If you don't have either of these things, you could use something that will elevate you. So I tell clients, you could use some pillows, or if you don't have a weighted blanket, you could use a regular blanket. But today I have these, so I'll be using these. And we're just going to go ahead and lay down. And so I'm going to place this yoga block right in between my shoulder blades, right? Okay. And you want to make sure to be comfortable, and the whole purpose of this is to feel supported, right? Like, especially if you're feeling grief come up, you're grieving, you want to feel supported, you want to feel held. And so that's what we're doing here today. And I just invite you guys to meet me here in this space, in this grieving process, right? Like, there's no proper way to grieve. And I think that's so important. Like, there's no proper way to grieve and to experience grief. It looks so different for all of us, right? Inviting the breath in. Taking some really deep belly breaths. And seeing what that space has to offer you, right? Really becoming aware of our core, our center, right? Our solar plexus chakra. Noticing where we're in balance or out of balance, our relationship to control, and how that weaves into the grieving process. During this time, I invite you to allow whatever feelings and emotions to come up. Allow them to be fully experienced if that feels safe for you. You want to have a safe space, a safe container, right? So if we're doing this practice, it's good to have a room to yourself, a home to yourself, and you want to do things to make this space feel sacred. So what I have done is I've lit my sage, my Palo Santo, I have my altar going, and just making the space feel so safe for me to release, right? So I invite you to do that for yourself. Getting curious and explorative about our relationship to control and grief. and noticing how through the channel of control we can create this narrative of how others perceive us, right? We can project this narrative of, oh, I'm okay, I'm fine, there's nothing to worry about. But deep down inside, we're feeling some pretty deep, big emotions that can cause us to feel so unsteady, unsafe, unsure. And allowing that energy to change now. Just opening up and allowing that to change in this present moment. In traditional Chinese medicine, our lungs store grief. So that is why so many people have this forward, rounded shoulders, right? Their posture comes forward. And energetically, right, it's just kind of like we're curling up in a ball, like life is just happening, and we just want to just curl up and like hide and not be seen and not be witnessed. And that's why coming into this beautiful heart opening posture and placing this support right at the thoracic spine is so helpful. It just opens us up to that. It expands our heart, connects our lungs, opens us up, showing the universe, hey, I'm receptive, I'm open, I'm ready to be witnessed, I'm ready to be witnessed, I'm ready to drop this persona, this narrative that I'm okay, and be fully witnessed in my process, right? Nothing to hide, just rooted in our vulnerability. And I feel like as a collective, as a society, from one level, we're so closed off and we desire to be okay and for others to perceive us as okay, seeking that external validation. But truth be told, like, none of us are okay. I think like that's the biggest secret. Even those who are well practiced, who are like some extreme oracle of a yogi, right? Like, we are all subject to life. We are all subject to suffering. It's part of life. And to be open to it and transparent about it, there's so much power, there's so much potency in that. And so I thank you for opening up to feeling your grief and surrendering into this discomfort and pain, even if only for a moment. We're all united in our grief and our suffering. Nobody is exempt. And there is power and potency in that. as we're coming to the end of this guided meditation, this guided posture, this guided stretch, this guided heart opener, I invite you to really sit with and be with everything that came up, because only you know what came up, right? I invite you to sit with it for just a little bit longer, to journal afterwards. And maybe you had a really big release, like really big, intense release, like crying, you know, like screaming. Those are also completely acceptable. And just because we didn't get to that space today doesn't mean that we don't ever get to that space, doesn't mean that that experience is invalid. Just inviting you to be so tender and soft with yourself. And I hope this video served. I hope it touched your heart and the heart of many. Namaste.